Okay, so as I am doing my Pauline Epistle course, and we are currently studying Colossians and I believe Philemon, I came across something that I wanted to write in my journaling Bible. This is my Interleaved Bible. This is where I keep all of my notes. I am going to write it in my seminary Bible as well, but I want this to be in this Bible because it is information that I find useful in something that I know that I haven't written in here yet. So in the table of contents, I have kind of outlined everything in different colors so that I can keep track of everything. So the Torah, or the Torah here, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Pentateuch, those are the first 5 books of the Bible. And then I just have this little note here that says Genesis to Deuteronomy is a chiasm pointing to Leviticus, right in the middle. This is one of the reasons why Leviticus is one of my favorite books of the Bible. I absolutely love Leviticus. Could do a whole study on Leviticus and share all my notes in Leviticus with you guys. I absolutely love it. But basically we have the Old Testament broken down into the historical books, and then we have the wisdom books, Job, Psalm, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, and Lamentations. And then we have the prophets, both major and minor. I didn't distinguish between the two with my highlighting, but New Testament, we have Mark, Luke, and John as our Gospels, Acts as a historical book, which is why it is the same color as our historical narratives in the Old Testament. And then we have the epistles, which are Paul's letters that are all in green. I have a little key right here in case I forget, but all of Paul's epistles are in green. And then we have one letter of prophecy, apocalyptic prophecy, which is Revelation. But the Pauline epistles, where we're studying right now, there are something called the prison epistles and then something called the pastoral epistles. I accidentally made a mistake, so I used a sticker here. But the prison epistles are going to be Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon. Pastoral ones are 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus. It's good to distinguish between them and know where Paul was writing them from, and it's just a good thing to have for historical context of the letter. My professor gave a rundown of the differences between Paul's first imprisonment and his second imprisonment. I'm going to record this chart that he gave us to put in the front of my Bible so that I can distinguish between the first and the second imprisonment. And he's going to give us more context and information, which I'll probably write on the back of that chart, but let's start by writing the chart, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so first I'm going to start by picking my paper, which these specs are the same, so I didn't realize that. So we'll just go ahead and just pick, honestly, this sticks out to me for I don't know, just seems like historic kind of. And then sometimes I'll pick something that might go along with it. Probably going to be that, but we'll just see. First, look how cute these birds are. Alright, so now I have my base papers. I'm going to grab just a piece of white cardstock. Everything that I get, you can get on Amazon or Hobby Lobby mostly, and I can share links to everything too. This is my favorite glue. I use this for everything. I have multiple brand new ones of them that I get for Christmas every year so that I have full stock because it just works. It is Tombow Monoliquid Glue, Aqua, Broad Tip, and Pen Tip. Whoops. So it has pen, and it has the broad tip, and it has these ridges. I don't know if it's going to focus, but it helps when I'm gliding the paper through to just get the edge. So I use this all the time. And then we have my paper cutter. Determining how big we want to make this, what I'm going to do first is write. That's a good idea because I need to know how big I'm going to write first. How fun is it that I forgot to hit record while I wrote all of this out? So I'll just explain. So basically we have Paul's imprisonments. We have the first imprisonment. He's on house arrest. He has relative freedom, many visitors, many fellow workers, and he's expecting freedom. And then in the second imprisonment, we see that he's in a prison cell in chains. It's dangerous to visit him. He's completely alone and he expects death. This isn't centered, so I'm just going to cut that off too, and I'm going to relabel it in a different way. Okay, so here's my chart, but because I'm extra, I haven't done this in so long, so I'm going to do it because, you know what, it just gets me excited about Bible study. Okay, aren't you guys glad I invested in a camera light thing, because now you don't have to have your head hurt all the time. So basically, I'm just going to rip a piece of this corner, and I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, and I pull towards so you get that white paper look on this side, pulling towards to rip up the paper, if that makes sense. But I don't need 4, I just need 2. Basically, I'm going to, it's practically the same size as this. Interesting, because this is about the same size, which doesn't typically happen, so we're gonna find some new and improved ways to do this. I was gonna do it a different way, but this should work too. I think that's how I'm gonna lay it out. Then we can do some stamps, maybe stickers, highlighting. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue them down. This is, I think, I hope, need to get back to studying. We're just going to do our best. So that just gives it a little bit of depth, makes it a little more interesting to look at. I'm not a fan of this sticking out here, so what do we think? What colors go with this? This could work. First imprisonment, relative freedom. It's fine. Feeling this purple is good. More dangerous. Hold off on that. And I also said we would potentially add a sticker. Do I love it? 100%? No, but it works. I need to get rid of some of this washi tape because I have so much. I think because I have so much going on, I'm just going to leave this as is. Right here. And there's my Pollyanna epistle chart, and we're going to put it right here, because I think that it makes most sense here.
And so Epaphras, they know. Paul knows Epaphras as well. Chapter 2, verse 1. Paul says, "For I want you to know how great a struggle I have on your behalf and for those who are at Laodicea." Right? Laodicea, personally, who have bondslave of Jesus Christ, sends you his greetings. So Epaphras, who's with Paul, has informed Paul of the need to write this letter to. In the book of Acts, we don't see or hear or read of Paul visiting or establishing a church in Colossae.
And there we have it. It's in there. There you go. Those are the differences between Paul's imprisonments, his first and his second. First imprisonment is Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon. First Timothy and Titus are pastoral, not written in prison. They are in between. They're written in between his first and second imprisonment. Second Timothy is pastoral, but also a prison epistle because it is written in prison in his second imprisonment in much harsher conditions. It's his final letter. So my chart here is a little off, but I hope that helps. If you didn't already have that information, I hope it is educational and helpful to you. And the more you know, the more you learn, the more you grow. Okay, so that is where we're going to end this video. I have some other stuff, and I have to go and read Colossians and Philemon, because those are the 2 books I just listened to my lectures on. I'm actually sad we're coming really close to the end of these courses. I didn't realize how close we were to the end, but we're getting there. But here's my little chart, and then anything I want to add on here, like any historical information about Paul's prison imprisonment from the first or the second imprisonment, I can add it on here if that comes about later on. But this just helps me to have like an idea of, you know, the differences. And I think what I will do is, because I didn't add it into this space here, is I will add a note about how 2 Timothy is both a prison and a pastoral epistle, but I'm going to wait because our next lectures are going to be on 1st, 2nd Timothy and Titus. 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus. So I'm going to wait until my teacher gives us some more input and insight on that. I think that will be more helpful, and maybe I'll have more to add here. But yeah, that is how we're going to end this night. My lectures are over for the night, and it is 2 a.m., so I'm going to go to bed. Being a seminary student is not for the faint of heart. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for this video. I hope it was informative and helpful in some way. If you enjoy these videos where I'm putting together notes in my Interleaved Bible, drop me some comments below. Let me know what you want to see next. If there's a specific book of the Bible you want to see my notes in, or if there's a question that you have that you want answered, or maybe we can explore something together, just let me know. And I look forward to seeing you next time here at Disciple and Daughter. God bless you. Have a great night.